Thank you for everyone who's watching this video later. Nobody ended up showing up, probably because I forgot to post the announcements until today. So I'm just posting the recording and hopefully you'll have a chance to watch it later. So my name is Mrs. Mullet. I am teaching the American Literature B and AB. I know there's a good number of kiddos that are in my AB course that I had last semester with the A course. So that's awesome. There's a bunch of you that I don't have to get to know again. A little bit about myself. This is basically just my bio. I'm not going to go through and read this. If you want to read it, you can pause. Excuse me. Or you can read this in the teacher information section on Canvas. So I'm not going to sit here and read this whole thing to you. But I did want to show you some cute pictures. It says in there that I have 4 children. This is my oldest, Cademan. He's 8. Simeon here is 5. And then where is my Simeon here, Cademan here is 8, Simeon here is 5, Evelyn here is 3, and this is me and my youngest, Ronan. He was about, he had just turned a year in this picture, and that was about a month ago. A little over a month ago, month and 2 weeks maybe. Okay, a little bit about my contact. We do have email addresses. We do have, obviously, I have a phone number, and you can text that address. Now, the thing is, I do teach face-to-face. I'm currently teaching online for my face-to-face school, but I do teach face-to-face, and of course that means that I have school hours. So 8 to 4, I am contracted to Gainesville Middle School. So during those hours, during the day, the best way to get a hold of me is text messaging. Because I have a Wi-Fi text message number. I have a Google Voice number, so anywhere in the building, I can get those messages. So if I were in the middle of the building and you called me, that call wouldn't come through. But also, if I'm in the middle of class, I would reject your call because I'm teaching. So it is best to actually not call me. It is best to send text messages because then I can reply to you as soon as possible. I'll be walking my kiddos down the hallway to the bathroom or to the lunchroom or whatever, and I'll be texting in the hallway, replying to my online students. So the best way to get a hold of me is to text me. The second best is to email me, and then if it's something important and it's outside of school hours, call me. Most questions I can answer via text message. This is probably the 16th time I've taught this course. So yeah, I probably am going to know without having to go check. I'm going to take you through the syllabus page. I'll take you through most of the different buttons on the home page about the course itself and go over details and stuff like that. But I just want to, this slide is here now. That's my son in the background. He's playing on his tablet. The calendar feature of the course is an integral part of ensuring that you turn your assignments in on time. So make sure you pay extra close attention to that calendar. Now, here's the thing. Some of you have already messaged me about this already. I actually have to manually set your calendar to start. And I can't do that until after you take the handbook acknowledgement quiz. So if you're looking at your calendar going, where's my dates? And you haven't taken the handbook acknowledgement quiz, you need to do that, because then I can go in and add your get your calendar started, so your pace plan and get your pace plan started so that you can actually get going. So take that handbook acknowledgement quiz. If you don't get your pace plan started within 24 hours after taking that, you need to send me a text message just to let me know, because as students are getting added in thesis and then in Canvas, I might miss you. This time at the beginning of the semester, it goes very quick. So if you don't get added to the calendar within 24 hours, do send me a text message and I will get you added as soon as I can. I also recommend you install the app for Canvas on your phone and receive notifications when assignments are due. Also, that will let you know when I grade something and when I leave a comment. I think we're still unsure about whether comments show up or not. What you need to do each day in the assignments you need to turn in are detailed in your course calendar. So the way that I set up the B course is about a week in between, because that's a half credit. And the way I set up the AB course is about 3 days in between your due date. So that gives you 3 days to work on the assignments that are due for your next due date. That includes the content that precedes the assignment. So that means if you're getting ready to write an essay, you're not going to want to wait until the day that the essay is due to start reading The Great Gatsby, that the day paper is due. That would be unwise. So that's why we give you time in between your due dates so that you can actually complete the content and then complete the assignment that goes with it. Our late work policy, um, if you don't turn something in on time without talking to me first, you are deducted 10% per day. And Canvas does this for us. We don't have to put that in. I can take that off, and there might be a couple of situations where I might do that. So let's say that you had an assignment that was due on Tuesday, September 15th. You turn the essay in, however, you turn it in 4 days late. That would give you a 60. That's their possible highest score on that essay. So the credit does go fast. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself and your grades and turn things in on time. One of the few situations that I would take those late credit off is if you talk to me ahead of time, before something was marked late. And then sometimes if I don't get your rough draft for an essay back to you quickly enough, I will take the late credit off on your final draft. If you plan to take a vacation during the semester, you do need to work that out on your own. We do not give extensions for vacations. We do not give, you can't say, hey, I'm going to be out this week. Can you change my schedule? No, I can't. You actually have to work ahead. Technical difficulties are not an excuse for late work. One of the few times that we've had a blanket extension was when Hurricane Matthew came through a few years ago. We granted a blanket extension to all of our students, and that was honestly only for the students that lived in one or two school districts that were most heavily affected by that hurricane. So if you are having troubles, you need to get a hold of me and we'll try to work something out. Your internet went down, your computer, when I realized that there's a lot fewer options for when your computer goes down these days. Like you can't just go to the library or Chick-fil-A or whatever to try to get Wi-Fi or whatever. So do keep in touch with me in regards to that stuff. It is better to get in touch with me ahead of time rather than after the fact, because that just looks suspicious. I will show you the student success site. I added in several passwords for a lot of the programs that we have embedded in our course. So if you are instructed to go to a particular website or program or whatever that we have embedded in the course and it says you need the password, go check the student success section first and the class resources. Excuse me, it's classroom resources that you'll find those passwords. And if they don't work, then get a hold of me. But most of the passwords you're going to need are going to be there already. Built into the GAVS course is your email. So you can email me through GAVS, through Canvas. And while this is fine and dandy, I still do prefer text messages as the first form of communication. It comes to me faster because I do not see these messages unless I am logged into Canvas. So if I'm at school teaching my classes, I may not see those messages until I sit down at my computer way later in the evening to grade. So if you need an answer on something that's due that day, it is definitely best to text me because I'll just get it faster. We do provide for you Office 365 or Outlook as completely free. This comes with Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and OneNote. It also includes 1 terabyte of OneDrive storage. This is an excellent way to get around a lot of issues. You can use Office 365, create your documents, store them in OneDrive. You can start a document at school and finish it at home on two completely different computers. Or one of the ways that students have been found this to be very helpful is if they have a Mac or an Apple computer, um, a lot of Apple formats like Pages, And like those Apple-based documents don't work in our course. They don't upload, they don't open, it doesn't work at all. So if you create your documents in Office 365, then you will automatically have access to more typical document formats like DocX, Doc, PDF, and PPT or PowerPoint. So I would definitely recommend you use the OneDrive because it will provide you great storage so that you don't lose things if your computer goes kaput, or if you can start something, finish it somewhere else, and then you can also get around the Apple issues. Please do not send me your documents, your assignments via email. I can't accept them. Against school policy, they do have to be turned in through the course. And I'll tell you that if you send me an email and then you ignore your email further, you're going to get a 0 on that assignment because I cannot take it for the email. It has to be submitted in the course. If for some reason the document is too big, you should be able to upload it to the discussion board. And there are a few ways around that. Another thing that you should not do is submit your document as a Google or OneDrive link. It doesn't work. There is the option to do that in Canvas. Unfortunately, Canvas itself does allow you, but 99 times out of 100 that my students have tried to submit their assignments with a Google link, they forget to hit change the share setting, so I can't access their document anyway. So they get a 0 until they go in and they fix that. Okay, so please don't upload anything, submit anything as a link. This has actually become a recent school policy. You have to submit it as either a PDF, a PPTX, a doc, an MP3, an MP4, all of those kinds of things. It is not really, it doesn't work to submit things as a link. And if you do submit it as a link, I will give you a 0 automatically. I don't even try to open it anymore because so many times, like I said, 99 times out of 100, I can't open it at all. And that's because students frequently forget to change the share settings. And I'm often outside of, their establishment, So you'll get a 0 automatically, and then it's your responsibility then to go back and fix it and upload your document as either a PDF or DocX or whatever. Additionally, please do not use the type, oh, what do you call it? The notepad that's built into Canvas, because that does not give you any kind of formatting, and all of our written documents do need to be submitted in MLA format, all of them. So if you use that notepad that's built into Canvas, it will not give you any level of MLA formatting, and you will get marked down for that. So just be careful with that. Always submit a document that you typed up in another form, like in OneDrive. You can use Google Drive for yourself if you have one, like say you're a Hall County or Gainesville City student and you have a Google Drive through them. That's fine. Just make sure that you download it and upload it. You cannot just give me a link. One of the first live classes that I try to have is the academic honesty, and this is about plagiarism and being honest in your work. This past semester, I've probably dealt with the most number of plagiarism issues that I think I've ever dealt with. We had a student that I could have kicked out, had kicked out. I can't kick her out, but my administration can. I had a student that if I hadn't decided to show her just a little bit of mercy, she would have been kicked out. And her dad was completely supportive of it because he had talked to her many times about it. And he's like, I don't know why you're still trying to cheat your way through. You need to learn a life lesson here. And he said, fail her if you need to. And I was like, I'm going to give her just a little bit of mercy because this particular assignment is really small, whatever. And I decided not to turn her in to get her kicked out, but I could have. I could have. So be aware that we do check assignments for plagiarism, for stealing, for copy and pasting. Do not copy and paste. You must write your own work. The only situation where you can copy and paste is if you're copy and pasting a quote from a book or a play or something like that to help support you in your essay. And even then, it shouldn't be too long. We are looking literally for a particular percentage. No more than 15% of your essays should be quote. 15% is kind of that like golden number. Anything over 20, and I'll probably say something and I'll say, hey, you need to really improve your author's voice. And we'll talk about that. But obviously 30%, anything over than that, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90%, which I have received. Goodness, I will tell you all kinds of stories during this class, and the academic honesty class, which will probably be, I usually do this like the first or second week of, excuse me, the second or third week of the semester. There is a help menu where you can kind of do like go to a FAQ, a frequently asked question, or you can ask me a question, or you can ask the virtual help desk. Any question that has to do with schedules, with the course, with grades, anything like that goes to me. But if it's an IT question, it goes to the virtual help desk, with the exception of broken links. I can not necessarily fix a broken link, but I might be able to give you an alternative source for that information. With that being said, a lot of times that something shows up as a broken link, it very well could be that you're using the wrong browser. I use Chrome myself. I have very few issues. Chrome and or Firefox are suggested as the best browsers for our courses. If you are using Apple Safari, or if you are using Opera, or you are using Microsoft Edge, or you are using, what's that really old one? Windows. Not Windows, not Windows. That's not what it's called. Explorer. None of those will work well. Videos will not play correctly. Links will not play correctly. The interactive quizzes and stuff will not load correctly. Use Chrome or Firefox, and anytime anybody has any problems with that, that is the first thing I tell them to do, and that usually fixes the problem. Our courses are very, very rich, so that means that there's a lot of interaction and a lot of need for a high-powered browser. So Chrome and Firefox are definitely the ones that work best for that. This is just about correspondence, checking your grades and your email daily. When you submit an assignment, it will send you a submission ticket, basically confirming that you actually properly uploaded that assignment. So pretty much one of the first things that I'm going to ask you, if you say, hey, I submitted this assignment, but it didn't upload properly, is, did you get the submission ticket? And I will make you forward that to me before I even investigate further. Because I've had plenty of students lie to me and say, hey, this didn't I submitted this assignment, blah, 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 on this day. Why haven't you graded yet? I was like, well, because it's not there. You didn't upload it. So you need to send me your upload confirmation ticket. So make sure that you are checking those emails and making sure you check those confirmation tickets to make sure that those assignments actually uploaded. So you save yourself a little trouble there. Every week I will have a live learning session. I will either talk about a general topic, or I will have what I call office hours, where you can come and ask questions. Um, feel I do try to tell my students that I had a beautiful student last semester. She worked so hard and she did not want to bother me. So she would wait until my live learning sessions to ask a question, even if the assignment that she was asking about would have ended up late. And that broke my heart. She was an excellent, wonderful student, and I really wanted her to just ask questions when she had them. But if you have other questions that are not, an immediate and timely, and you think it might be best for me to actually show you something on my screen, come to the office hours. But if you have a question that is timely and relates to an assignment that you're working on and you need an answer quick, that's when you need to text me. Please don't let an assignment be late and wait for those office hours. You're not bothering me. It's my job to text you and to email with you. So I do hold my live learning sessions on Thursdays at 4:30. I have chosen that time based on my current family life schedule. As I made it clear, I do have a husband, 4 children, and my husband is currently in search of a new job. So our schedules might be changing dramatically within the next few weeks. So be aware that time might change. That's just what works well for us right now. That might change. So keep an eye on it. Look at the announcements, check the live learning session tab on the homepage to find out what's going on. The weekly office hour is interactive. You can turn your mic on if you have a question and we can talk about something. Most Chromebooks, most computers come built in with a microphone these days. If you don't already have one, a lot of earbuds have one that's built in, headsets, things like that. You can even join on your phone if you wanted to. It's not that, it's pretty easy. I've joined meetings before, like faculty meetings before, on my drive home from work because the timing of the meeting wasn't so great for my schedule. You really should check your grade daily. You should check, look for those zeros if something didn't upload correctly, or maybe you misunderstood the assignment. Every once in a while, I will allow you to redo an assignment if I can tell that you just simply didn't understand how to do it. But if you were lazy and didn't submit the assignment correctly, I don't allow you to redo it because you need to understand that we are training you for being an adult. So if you just decide to turn in half an assignment and expect to be able to finish the rest of it later, that's not going to work for me, and it's not going to work for you either. I had a student this last semester actually who would frequently turn in blank documents and go, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know that happened." And basically, she was just trying to play my nice side, my sympathy side, and just get extra time so that she could do the assignment another time. But she did it one too many times, and I caught on to her, and I got her in trouble with her mother, and mm, she almost did not pass the course. She almost didn't pass because she tried that one too many times. The course is the breakdown for the grade, I believe, is 20, 10, 40, 40. I think, but you're gonna have to check. We'll check in the syllabus for that actually, because I don't know that off the top of my head. Because they change it. They keep changing the grade breakdown. During the spring semester, I will grade your assignments within 3 school days of submission, Monday through Friday. Zeros will be automatically entered for incomplete work following each assignment due date. Always check the feedback that I leave for you and contact me immediately if you have any questions. So I have a little bit more information to add to this. This is an English course. My main goal as an English teacher is teaching you how to argue your points and defend your points and write better. Therefore, the most important assignment for me to grade is your rough drafts of your essays. Those of you in the B course will write 2 essays, and those of you in the AB course will write 4. Right now, I don't have all that many students. I have about, I want to say 15, maybe 16 students at the moment. That number will continue to go up because right now my sections are the ones that are open. Until those are closed, that I'm going to get everybody that signs up for A and AB and for AB and B. That being said, if you turned in a written assignment and it's just a little assignment that's a one-timer thing and you haven't gotten a grade for it and it's been like a week, I'm probably in the midst of grading rough drafts. So do give me some patience and flexibility. It isn't like a math course where it's pretty straightforward to grade, or a science course where grading can be pretty straightforward. I'm analyzing your writing, and I'm giving you tips and tricks and links and suggestions and instruction on how to make that writing better. And that is my main goal as an English teacher. So if you see other things haven't been graded, but your rough draft has been graded, that's why. Canvas does automatically enter those zeros. And like I said, I can take some of them out if I see it fit. Sometimes it takes me a really long time to grade all of those rough drafts. Again, I do have a family. And sometimes I get inundated with rough drafts. Everybody turns them in at the last minute. And if that were to happen, what I usually suggest, if that was to happen, what I want you to do is to contact me. If you're ready to if the day for you to turn in your final draft has come, but you don't have your rough draft back from me yet, contact me and ask what you should do. Okay. Because I don't want your grade to get hammered because it takes me a while to grade a rough draft. I literally put 10 to 15 minutes per draft and sometimes more. Sometimes more. If it's a really, really good draft, then it doesn't take me very long. But if there are a lot of issues with it, it does take me sometimes a long time to get through just one. So just be aware of that. In regards to discussions, please remember that on all discussions, you need to turn in a original post and 2 replies. The easiest way to do that is just to do it right away. But if you get a 50 on your discussion, that means that you need to go back and add 2 replies. This is why you need to check your feedback. It blows my mind sometimes at the beginning of the year how many students ask me, why did I get a 50 on my discussion? And they didn't actually check the feedback that would have told them why they got a 50 on that discussion. Just a little salty about that. It's okay. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and then bump into the course. I'm going to show you around a bunch of the pages, but I'm going to finish out these slides first, and then we'll take a tour of the course. These are the help sessions that are left. We have one on the 19th and on the 31st. I do give you extra credit for attending those help sessions if you want to. They are very helpful. The ladies that run those courses have been doing our courses for a very long time. They're lovely ladies and they can answer a lot of questions, especially the technical questions. And this is how you get into the Canvas help sessions. Right now, there is a banner across all of your home pages that has those help sessions and the dates. If you don't dismiss them, you'll be able to easily access that. Keep in mind, like I said, I have been teaching this course. This is, I believe, my 6th year with Georgia Virtual School. And I have taught these courses, A, B, and A, since my 2nd semester. So, and I've taught spring, fall, and summer most years. There's only been a few years where I haven't done spring and fall, and only 1 year where I didn't teach summer. So I've done this enough times. Ask questions. Don't feel like you're bothering me. You're not bothering me. I enjoy it. I'm still working here because I enjoy it. So I'm going to go into share screen. I always forget where to find it. Where to go? There it is, screen share. Takes a minute for the screen share to load. There we go. Nope, not yet. Okay, here we go. All right, let's jump over to the course. So like I said, here's the information for accessing the open house and the help sessions. Close that out. So here is where everything that I need to grade is going to pop up. It does not, it unfortunately does not pop up in order of what was submitted first. So you might notice that things are graded in a strange order. And that's because Canvas doesn't put things in order. That's not my fault. It's all their fault. So these are the courses that I have taught now and in the past. Let's just go ahead. We're going to go into the A-B course, and I'll note any differences that might be present in the B course. So these are the quick links. These are where you're going to go to kind of, this is like your little home spot. You can get to pretty much anything you need in the course from here. So getting started is going to be all of the information about how to actually take our courses if you haven't taken us before. I know a lot of you in the B course have already taken us. And then class announcements. I've only got one post. Wow. I thought I put a title up for that. I did title that. It didn't save my title. Oh, that stinks. Oh, well. This is the announcement for the welcome class. I will post more announcements. I've already posted a bunch into the B course because the B course opened for me sooner than the AB course. The AB course only opened on like Tuesday. And that was interesting because I had to try to get it done before I went to bed. Modules is going to be your home for pretty much everything. All of your instruction is going to be here. All of your extra information pages that I've provided for you are going to be here. You can also link to the particular assignments from the modules. This is where you go for everything related to the content. Everything. Okay? So it won't even let you, there isn't a button for quizzes for you to go and like, I'm going to put this in student view. Go to student view. There we go. Okay. There is not a button. This is the student view. You'll notice over here, there's not a button for quizzes. And that's on purpose. We want you to be looking at the modules list all the time, every time, and link to your assignments from the modules list. What I want you to make extra sure that you're paying attention to is the pages that I have included, like this one here. Start the Crucible draft. Okay, I bumped the Crucible draft down a good bit because it's the first essay of the semester. The other essays are closer into their unit and come a little earlier. But this one I bumped down a little bit because I wanted you to have time to work that essay out and make sure that you had everything ready for that. But all the other essays are actually connected to their unit. Okay, so for example, I might, in big letters, I said, this is what you need to do. You need to start the draft, and then there's some instruction there on that. So that I give, like I said, I give you extra time to work on that draft, but that's the only one that I do that for. So it's not even turned until down here. There are a bunch, I mean a bunch, especially in the AB, because that's of course a year-long course, but in both the AB and the B, there are a bunch of assignments that we have decided are optional, that we don't necessarily need you to do. But you can do them, and I will give you extra credit on different assignments if you do complete them. So optional assignments will not hurt your grade, not at all. It will show up as a 0 in your grade book, but it's not hurting you because it's in the optional assignment category, and that does not affect your final grade. It's a math thing. Okay, so anytime one of these assignments comes up, so there'll be a founding father discussion, that's not mandatory. You don't have to do it, and that's why I put this note here. So make sure that you are starting every day from the module page so that you can actually see, follow these down item by item so that you can see what you need to do and what you don't have to do. Okay, so then I have the Crucible final draft due way down here. The order that I set these things up in the modules is the way they show up on your PACE plan. That's why this looks like it's in a completely different unit. That's just so that it shows up on your PACE plan correctly. So here's another optional assignment. Oh, look, here's another optional assignment. Oh, look, there's three optional assignments in this unit. And this is because we want it to only have one discussion per unit. Discussions, if there's too many of them, they can get bog you down, and they don't, if there's too many, you don't put as much care into them. So do pay attention to what is marked as optional and not. These are the pages. The one thing is that once you finish reading those 3 pages, it's not going to bump you back to modules. It's going to keep going through the pages. So you do need to make sure that you're coming back to the module page frequently to check what you need to do next, because we have this in order of when assignments need to be completed, as well as with your reading. Tests are always at the end of the module. Okay, there's an optional. There's a rough draft, and the final draft isn't due until pretty much the middle of the next unit, and that's to give me time to grade it and you to edit. Okay, so if the requirements for an assignment were changed, that's going to be posted there. I did split the contemporary prose unit in half. Both. This is where the B course starts. I want you to choose your novel. Tell me what you're going to read here in the discussion, and then the other half for this module is way down here, and that's in order to give you time to read. So the rest of the assignments are split out in a completely different module, several modules down, to give you time to read. Okay, so make sure again that you use the modules list. You start from the modules list every day, all the time. Okay, class resources. This was where I was telling you that those passwords will show up. You can see the student success site, the Canvas policies, as well as here. This is where a lot of those passwords are going to appear. Galileo, this one was just changed. This should be a functional password. If it doesn't work, let me know. I'll figure out what the real one is. Discovery Ed, this will come in handy near the end of the B and AB course. OWL at Purdue is great for writing resources, and we use Shmoop a lot. We provide Shmoop for you for free to help with comprehension, quizzes on reading, all of that kind of stuff. USA Test Prep we use, especially for the B and the AB courses, is helpful for helping you prepare for the EOCT, for the milestone at the end of the year. Teacher information, this is just about me. This is my bio, the same one that I had in the slides, and also my contact information, as well as some of the nuances that come with that contact information. And then finally, live learning sessions. This is where I keep a list of the live learning sessions that are coming up. And then once the live learning session is completed, I upload the recording to YouTube, and then I post that there so that you don't have to try to dig that down. So if you can't come and you need that information later. For example, one of the learning sessions that I do early on is about using quotes in your writing. Well, maybe that's something that you really wanted to get in more information on, or maybe it was my comma. I don't know if we're going to do the comma lesson or whatever, and you wanted a little extra credit. I do extra credit in some of my live learning sessions. Okay, so your course calendar is going to be over here. Obviously, this one is blank because this is just a sample student, but it will show up on here when assignments are due. It will not, however, show you what content you need to read before those assignments. So that is your responsibility, and that is precisely why we want you to start the modules so that you see what content comes between assignments. Okay, so make sure that you are basing everything off of the modules in that calendar. Okay. This is some excellent information about how to get notifications. All right, this is that inbox I was talking to you about. I can't access it in student mode, but it works. It's fine to send me messages in the course, but like I said, you're going to get an answer faster if you text me. Okay, so that's pretty much all I have. I'm going to end the screen share. I'm going to turn my camera on briefly just so you can see my face. I'm going to end screen share. I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to turn on the webcam real fast, just so you can tell that I'm a real human being. There I am. Hi. So, like I said, I know this course. I know it backwards and forwards. I know a lot of our policies backwards and forwards. There might be little nuances that I have to check on, but contact me. Let me know if you have any issues, any problems. Any need some suggestions on how to complete an assignment, need an assignment, explain to you in different words. I can help with all of that kind of stuff. So text me anytime you need anything or ask any questions. Thanks for watching this.